weird fucking guys. You're doing a manly thing, and you're a fucking dork.
I've got my lightsaber wearing my Pokemon hat today. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Wow, you're a real Renaissance man, you know that?
Goddamn man-child.
What a fucking dork. Yeah. But he's our dork.
This is not for children.
Hey, John.
You.
Hey, Billy.
What's up, buddy?
Welcome back, bud. You got to get like closer to the microphone. So
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was texting my mother.
otherwise, people are going to think that I'm just a fucking idiot and I don't know how to record. Oh, wait, that was 2 episodes ago, right, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our best episodes.
One of our best episodes. You can't even hear John's fucking vocals because all you hear is this. This is what you hear. Oh, yeah, that's fucking great, John.
Yeah.
And then there's a 10-second pause. Oh, man, that's fucking hilarious, John.
Was his mic off?
What an asshole.
Was his mic off? Was it your
Yeah.
fault?
Well, it's the sound engineer. He's a fucking idiot.
So it's okay. So it's your fault.
So it's my fault. Yep, it's my fault.
Gotcha.
Anyway, welcome back, dude.
I caught you talking about the chick from Yellowstone. I really want to watch that show, man.
Dude, I would
Really wanna
jizz
get into it.
in and on her and probably on some of her belongings as well.
See, me and you are totally hyper-focused on two different things. I'm focused on how badass the show is. I
don't give a fuck about that show. It's fictional. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
it's
her
still-
and her smoking hot body and the fact that she's tough as fucking nails, dude.
I have a feeling.
In real life, she's like a sweetheart.
No. Not even about the show. I've actually been thinking about this a lot. And even a few months ago, I was fantasizing about it, right? Like,
Dicks?
When I get done doing what I want to do, I want to move to like Texas and go marry like a chick that like fucking farms and like shoots guns and like smoking hot, but like she would beat my fucking ass. Like she punches hard. Like that's my dream right now.
That's your dream right now.
Moving into the future, yeah.
All right, so listen, John, we got to reel it back in because you don't know the story yet, but me and Billy have been talking a lot. Billy's a young guy. He's making some big life changes. So once he's done texting, I caught you, motherfucker. I caught you.
My bad. You know what I do? I'm gonna just turn the phone on. I get nervous.
Hey, man, get up on that mic, man. Pretend like it's a dick and get on it.
I'm backing up now.
So, John, good morning. Dude, you look tired, man.
I am. I'm fucking exhausted.
He's fucking... I told him 7 a.m. and he texted me at 5:30. He's like, okay, I'll be there at like 9.
I woke up and I was like, maybe I should just go now. And I was like, no, I'm laying here for another 20 minutes. But I'm still tired.
I almost did the same to you. You texted me and I was laying in bed and I was like, what the fuck, man? Really? This early?
Yeah.
And then you were like, I'll be there in half an hour or more. And I was like, okay, thank God.
I'll say this. I've been talking about getting on melatonin for a few weeks now because my sleep schedule's been totally fucked since I got off those meds, right? And,
yeah.
I finally got on them, the gummies. These kind of like shit. They're nowhere near as good as like vitamin gummies. Point being is, you told me 7 o'clock. I woke up without an alarm 5:30.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened. Like without the melatonin, I wouldn't be going to sleep at fucking 10 o'clock like a normal person.
Yeah.
And then I'm waking up at an early time without an alarm clock. It feels good, man.
Do you think maybe it's also, I think subconsciously sometimes when we have a purpose, when we have something going on, I think we also, if I know that I'm going on a fishing trip and I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to drive up to Brooklyn or down to the beaches or whatever, for some weird reason, I will wake up before the alarm clock goes off.
Yes.
You know,
I still won't. I won't not set an alarm though. I won't not set an alarm in hopes that my body thinks this is an important event though.
Yeah.
I'm still setting that fucking alarm.
Well, just in case. You know?
Yeah,
just in case. John, we're gonna set an alarm for you.
Yeah, man.
Every 10 seconds, so you can cut in here and say something.
Ah, you should go ahead and.
So Billy, what do you got going on? So Billy, you're a union carpenter apprentice, correct?
Yes, sir.
How's that going?
School's a joke.
The school's a joke.
School's a big joke.
Well, maybe you're a smart fucking fella.
No,
you know?
no, it's nothing to do with that.
He's so
I just
full of
don't
shit.
learn. I don't learn the same way that I think other people learn. I'm not sure that anybody learns the way that they teach sometimes.
Yeah.
I think on paper, it's a wonderful curriculum.
Okay.
In reality, not so much. But with all that being said, I've been so focused on like what I'm doing moving forward that I'm like, fuck whatever I'm doing now. I don't really care about this, which is a problem because I still have like a year. But at the same time, we're like talking about scaffolding and we're like going over all these parts and like, you know, I learned shit. The final's next week. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm going to hope that like common sense kicks in and some of it's just like very simple, kind of like as easy as 2 + 2. And then I could just kind of skate by because I don't really.
You don't think you're retaining the information, or
Not
what is it?
necessarily,
They want
no.
you to read a lot of stuff, or
No, in the beginning, the first. I don't know, the point is I'm just sitting there and I'm like, 1, this is boring. 2, I don't care, and 3, he's just like, there's no pictures. Like I feel like a little kid. He's like, no, he's like going through this book and he's like telling us different stuff.
Maybe you're just somebody who learns when you apply the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're actually doing it. That's. I mean, you could sit next to somebody and they could show you how to do something, but unless you're actually hands-on doing it, you might not really retain any of the information. So it might not. I mean, look at it from that approach. I mean, once you start to get into actually doing shit with your hands,
yeah,
you'll probably be fine.
except for the fact that he's about to go off and do something else. So,
he is right, but I didn't want to completely pin it on like, oh, it's such like a shit program, you know, whatever, because that is true. Like that is the way that I learn. I've had guys show me something, you know, carpentry related, whether it's something with like rocking or something with framing or something, you know, it could be anything, and they'll sit there and be like, look, I need you to do it like this, and they'll do it, and then they'll leave me, and I didn't fucking retain anything. Really, what I try to tell people who are teaching me something, I said, let me touch it. Let me do it. Guide me as I'm doing it. Let me do it like once or twice. Tell me if that's correct, what I did. You know, critique it, tell me to make some tweaks, and then walk away and let me figure out the rest.
Right.
And I'll make my mistakes. I'll embarrass myself. I'll fuck up. Please yell at me for it, because if you don't, I'll probably do it again. and then I can get good at it, or decent, or better, or whatever.
Yeah, when it comes to work, I don't want somebody that's going to be like. I don't know. I prefer somebody who's more direct. Like, I work with somebody who is, you have no question in your mind what this guy's thinking. Like, he just
What's he thinking?
No, I'm just saying, you know, like, there's no element of, like, saying one thing to your face and then saying something else to somebody else, critiquing it, and then you never know what you did wrong. This guy will come right out and be like, dude, are you a fucking moron? What are you... Like, I'm dead serious. This isn't a joke.
Maybe I'm related to him.
But he will fucking, you know exactly what this guy is thinking at all times. There's no gray area.
Yeah.
Which I respect about him, because, like, he has a task and he's set on that
He's
path.
probably a military guy.
No, he's
honest,
not. He's not a military guy. He's he's passionate about his family's business and he wants it to go right. And, you know, sometimes you might go, man, you're such a dick. But at the same time, it's like, you're firm, but you're fair. And, you know.
I think that's the only way. Like, that's my approach to things.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't like something, I don't give a fuck if you're the boss. I've been known to freak the fuck out on my bosses too.
Well, I'm not saying that. I mean, and I'm not one to freak out at all.
You didn't do what I think you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but
well, no, but
this isn't freak out. This is just like, come on, man, what the fuck, you know?
Well, I'm saying that's what I've done, and even in the sense of like discussing and talking to other people. Even if it's something I don't know and somebody's asking me a question, I just flat out just, dude, I have no fucking clue, but I'll figure it out. Give me a minute. Let me figure this out, you know? But I think there's nothing worse than the modern times are creating this very passive-aggressive approach to everything. Well, you got to be nice. And everybody's interpretation of that is, well, I can't say mean things, which means I can't directly say, I don't like that. But maybe you don't like that.
Yeah.
It's okay to say, dude, I don't like that. I'm not interested in that. But nobody understands the difference between passive-aggressive and being nice. You can be nice and say, look, dude, I'm sorry, I don't like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not being mean right now.
Right.
Just, I don't like that. You know, sorry. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's also an element of...
Please get your dick out of my face. I don't like this.
Boundaries, right? There's boundaries. There's an element of people-pleasing. There's an element of your ceiling and like bandwidth of ability to deal with like criticism, and really just how fucking sensitive you are.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you said, that's a perfect example. I've been known to be sensitive enough to where like a while back when it was like, I was a little more immature, things of that nature. If you said like, "Oh, I don't like that."
Yeah.
But you didn't say it in any type of tone that would suggest you were angry, upset, didn't like me. There was nothing to it. It was just blank fucking like antidepressant level mid-tone speech, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But you said something that I didn't like. It could be interpreted by very sensitive people as like, "Oh, well,
that's
you're
where
being
we're at."
mean."
Yeah, that's the problem. Is the
That's the
sensitivity
problem.
That people
We're
have.
That's the
tails have the scales have tipped so far into the sensitive side of things that like you can no longer. I think it's hilarious, and I'm not. Again, I'll try not to dive too far into this, but like, dude, I love. And I think it's hilarious when I see like straight people with children that are like, "I support the gay community." Dude, that's awesome. But that also doesn't mean you don't have to watch Brokeback Mountain with dicks flopping in your face and be like, "Man, this is awesome." No, it's not, dude. It's okay if you don't like it. Dude, I support the gay community too, but I'm not waving a fucking rainbow flag. That's not my thing, man. I'm sorry.
I think people.
You do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not doing it. And it's not an aggression. Like, I'm not like, "Man, they should just dig a hole and fucking shove all of you inside of it." Like, I'm not, dude, I'm not like that.
This part of me is just like, I don't care. That's your business.
That's where I'm at. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm not interested in this. I'm not going to fucking do this.
Here's what I'll say. One, I never saw Brokeback Mountain, but I really did like Jake Gyllenhaal. So
you should watch it. You should watch the tent scene.
I do want to see it.
I wouldn't have a problem watching it, I don't think. But
is Jake Gyllenhaal a bottom or a top in that movie?
I have no idea.
He's more of a power bottom.
That just sounds like whenever people say the term power bottom, I feel like you're just fucking coping, to be honest.
So
you're
listen,
fucked. Don't act like
I'm
going
to
to
tell you the honest truth, and this is how open-minded, believe it or not, I am.
That you're a power bottom?
I'm definitely not a power bottom. But I did watch the movie.
Yeah.
The movie is a great movie, in all honesty.
Sure.
There is one scene in particular that I think is a bit overbearing, because I'm a straight guy and I don't want to see a dude spit on his hand and shove his dick up another guy's ass.
That's hot, dude.
Sorry, man. Not my thing. Not my thing. We could have skipped over that. You could have done a little kissing or whatever. But man, on that particular scene, I was like, okay, I'm going to go take a shit now. Like, I don't fucking need to see this part.
Where did you watch the movie?
Where did I watch it?
Yeah.
Alone, eating cheese curls, naked. All right?
You're fucking full of shit, dude.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I think if that's the worst thing that goes on in that movie, I probably wouldn't care two shits about this movie. Like, I've seen much gayer movies than that.
Like Rent.
And there are some, like, seriously.
There's a movie on HBO.
Like Rent.
What the hell was it called? No, it's called something like, fuck? It's an AIDS movie on HBO. It's not the band played on. It's some shit with Mark Ruffalo and I think Julia Roberts.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that movie with fucking the Texas movie where he becomes like a doctor.
No, that's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I just rewatched
Which that isn't
Dallas,
that gay.
Dallas Buyers
He's like
Club.
a straight
Dallas
guy.
Buyers Club.
He's like a straight drug addict who's like having sex at rodeos with like
you
know, like that's how he contracts it.
I think he was in an orgy and like.
I don't know, but this fucking HBO movie is something like The Human Heart or The Heart is whatever. I don't fucking know what it is, but flaming, wild gay fucking scenes. I didn't really care, to be honest.
Well, so this is the thing. This is what I was trying to illustrate with Brokeback Mountain. In all honesty, I do.
Hey, let's get back to how this pertains to people and their need for endless respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Brokeback Mountain is actually a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I think a little bit over the top of like, sexual, whatever. Besides that particular moment in the movie, if you would have just replaced one of those actors with an actress, it's a love story, and it's a tragic love story. They don't get to fall in love. The whole point of the story is here's two people that do love each other.
They can't do
anything. And because of the circumstances, they can't do it. They're not
Isn't it like a tale as old as time, though? I mean, that's...
No, well, I think it's more because of the gay thing, because it's this perception that they're cowboys and they're supposed to be rugged and they're supposed to be men and all this other stuff, and they have other relationships in their lives with women and things like that.
Having a dude having sex with another dude is like the manliest thing possible. I mean, seriously, when you really think about like the Romans, right? Like think like fucking beastly, trained to kill since birth. Their father was only around to like treat him to.
It's not a gay thing. It's like a warrior thing.
Yeah, but imagine all those things, and then they're just having sex with another dude. Just like that is the manliest fucking shit. That makes having sex with women look gay.
So what they say,
a true straight man would French another man for hours on
dude.
end.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the thing is why shit like that doesn't bother me. The reason why saying shit like that doesn't bother me. Movies like fucking Brokeback Mountain don't fucking bother me. Even though
they don't bother me.
The reason why that shit doesn't bother me is because I'm incredibly comfortable with my sexuality.
Yeah. I don't think...
Like, I don't fucking care.
So that's the funny part that I always think the same thing. Dude, I've watched Brokeback. There's another guy, this gay comedian who I think is fucking hilarious. Billy Eichner, I think his name is. He has this show where he walks around New York and just
fucks... Billy on the street?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, the guy that does the street interviews.
Dude, that fucking guy is hilarious,
yeah, he's
man.
Crazy.
He just fucks with people. And then sometimes he brings celebrities with him, and he's like dragging fucking Brad Pitt down the street like, hey, come on, we're going to go talk to this asshole. And then he's like... dude, he's a funny guy.
I think, like...
So he made a movie, though, which there are some scenes in there, too, where it's like, holy shit, dude. Like, I don't really need to see this. But then again, maybe it's because I'm a straight fucking whatever they want to clear, whatever the gay community refers to guys like me as, a straight white guy, cis fucking asshole.
I don't even know what half these terms mean.
Homophobic, racist, piece of shit. Whatever I am. I guess I'm used to seeing like Jennifer Aniston get slammed by fucking Brad Pitt's giant dick or something. Like, maybe that's okay to me, but like. But then again, I also think it's about, like, yeah, of course it's okay to me, because that's what I'm attracted to. I want to see a fucking chick with big tits. Like, I don't know if I can see a guy.
I don't know.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that. And that's the whole point of this whole fucking thing. So now back to fucking Billy.
No. John's
I don't even remember.
I'm interrupting
I think the idea is about gay, like, what people perceive as being gay and what they perceive as far as sex goes are two, like... There are two things that are really different. Like, I think, like, I don't know. I don't think of being straight is just like being, me being straight is just because I like women. Me being straight encompasses a lot of other fucking things about my feelings about relationships and interpersonal relationships. Whereas, like, gay people are not just defined by what they do with their fucking genitalia.
Okay.
It's more about, like, this level of, like, connection they have with people and who they love and things like that. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like... I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, I'm not like one of these dudes that thinks, like, if something brushes against my ass and it fucking... You get some kind of sensation out of it, it must make me gay. I don't feel like that at all.
Wait, has that happened to you?
I mean, in passing, things happen, but, like... I don't know. I just, like, I'm not one of those people that feels that way. Like, I think, like, you even made, like, a statement on one of, and I'm sure it was a joke or whatever, but, like, you said that dudes that have anal sex with women, they might as well be gay. And I don't think I don't agree with that.
Listen.
First of all, let's back this up for a second. I just want to say that I think anal sex is overrated.
Oh, it's totally.
See, there you go.
It's
overrated.
Yeah,
because it's gay.
No,
but it's not because it's just you don't
but
get
John,
any better than.
Hold on. And can I say this real quick too?
Sure.
I feel like this conversation is very 2004-esque. Back when like being gay was like very like we're past that, right? We're like on to like
nobody cares, right?
Newer, brighter horizons. People that have like 16 different
genders,
pronouns and all that shit. I don't really give a fuck, right?
Sure.
Point is I think some of this, it's a huge attempt to as interested in it as I am. And as provocative as it is, right? I am very inept and vulnerable to being brainwashed just like anybody else, right? I remember coming home after a long day of work, and my dad was kind of retired, and he's on the fucking couch, and he's been watching Fox News for 9 hours. Nobody should watch any news network for as long as he did, because he was the angriest motherfucker you'd ever meet.
Yep.
And this is coming from me, who witnessed my dad growing up watching Pawn Stars and Garage Wars and Sea Wars and Whiskey Wars and all this shit, right? Like Discovery Channel lover.
Yeah.
American Chopper, all that shit, right? So point being is moving forward, right? They know they can't get my age bracket to watch Fox News, right? So what do? They got fucking people doing interviews in the streets at fucking feminist rallies and fucking getting these like they find the craziest fucking person off their meds and they basically try to get them all triggered and riled up, and then they say some shit that gets me all riled up, right? And they fucking edit it out, and they're like, they're trying to steal your fucking manhood. They're trying to make everybody into these fucking pussies. You know what I mean? And like, you know, and then it's just like on to the next thing, and on to the next thing, and on to the next thing, and it's this perpetuated like culture war. I'm not saying that none of that is happening. I'm not saying the reason I say all this is because we're sitting here saying like, oh, gay people this, gay people that. There's a lot of gay people that have ever heard this. They'd be highly fucking offended by the fact that we
assume that we know something about their lifestyle.
Well, them as an individual, but the fact of the matter is there's plenty of gay people out here that see these drag shows with kids in the audience, and they're like, get these fucking kids out of here. This is an adult entertainment building. These children were never meant to be here. Get them out. Put them home. Get them watching Gabba Gabba Goo fucking whatever on the TV. Bluey, yeah. Put them in front of Bluey. You people are psychopaths.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call fucking parent, child services on you for bringing this child here. And that's the point I'm trying to make is a couple months back when I was dating this chick, my dad would come upstairs into my apartment and he'd be like, "They're telling me because I'm white, Christian, and male that there's a problem with me. They're trying to take that."
Telling them that?
Yeah, and my girlfriend at the time would be like,
the fucking news
"Who said
is
that?
Fox
Who
News is
told you
telling
that?
you that.
Did someone come up to you today at the fucking local Delaware County Acme and fucking beat you down with a sign?" Well, no. Well, who told you that? Fox News. And it's very so as much as me that like wants to be infuriated.
Right.
There's also a part of me that has to stick to my roots of being kind of like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, if they can't get me to watch Fox News, then get me to watch this person or this person and this person. And that's also the problem with when it gets into like Jordan Peterson and fucking like Andrew Tate and fucking Joe Rogan and all these guys. I have never heard any of these guys say anything bigoted, but because they're associated, because they're associated with the culture of just like manhood in general, like
male bravado.
Yeah, but dude, you know what the problem is? You know what the problem?
Andrew Tate's.
I'm not saying I'm not saying he's never said anything wrong in his life. I'm just saying I've never heard anything incredibly smart from the guy, and I've never heard anything incredibly ignorant either. I think what liberals see, like hardcore liberals that are really sensitive to this shit, they see a guy with his shirt off, with abs, smoking a fucking cigar.
Yeah.
That's all they needed, and everything after that was agenda.
I think that really when you get to, first of all, let me put this disclaimer out there. Anybody that knows me well enough, and John and you, Bill, you guys know that I talk an ungodly amount of shit.
Yeah, I know.
So the disclaimer for anybody listening to the show is that you have to understand that I like to stir the pot strictly for the sake of comedy. I'm not here to offend nobody. And I do have friends that are gay that have very specific, because we've had conversations and I literally just said, listen, man, I respect what you do behind closed doors. That's fine. I obviously don't partake in that. I don't know why you do what you do. And the lesbian woman says to me, "Do you love your wife?" Her right over there. And I was like, yeah, of course. She goes, okay, well, I love her. That's it.
I thought
fucking love, dude.
I thought
love.
she was gonna say,
love is the answer.
I love your wife too.
Nah, I'll tell you. You want to hear a good? Listen, I'll tell you a fucking funny story. Which this is totally me, and you'll be like, holy shit, I could totally see this physically happening, and it did. I had a barbecue a long time ago when me and Gabby first met, and we were living together. We had this little cottage alongside this creek in fucking Upland. It was like this weird little, like, cul-de-sac that was in the back of a park, and it was beautiful. So anyway, I have this little barbecue, and some friends come over, and this girl that we know, who, you know, she likes girls, women also, whatever. She comes over too, and we're all joking around, and she doesn't know me that well. Like, she's heard of me, but she doesn't know me that well. So she keeps hitting on Gabby, like, openly in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, that's funny, and I just laugh and just, I'll make some smart-ass comment, and all my buddies are like, oh, God, this isn't going to go fucking well. So finally, at the end of the night, everybody's getting ready to leave. Everybody's, like, grabbing her shit and getting ready to go. And she says, I jokingly said, oh yeah, what are we gonna, well, make sure she comes with you because we don't want her sitting in the trees, across the fucking street here looking in our windows. So that lady says to me, oh no, it's going to be the other way around. You're going to be standing over there across the fucking street looking through the windows. And I said, pause this right here for a second. Let me just stop this conversation because I feel like this is progressing, And then everybody got real fucking quiet and they're like, oh shit, here it comes. And I said, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. If you were a man, I would have punched you in your fucking face about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
But because you're a woman, I didn't do nothing and I just kept laughing.
Like I let it slide.
So keep that in mind that if you were a dude right now, I'd break your fucking face. Like easily. And she was like, no, this is all joking. Rah, rah, rah. And I said, I know. We believe in equality, right? Is that what we're talking about right now? Equality? Because that's how I fucking handle problems. And everybody was like, oh, okay, all right, we're all out of here now. And I said, well, I'm just saying, this is my relationship. Don't fuck with my relationship. And we'll all get along real good,
Sure.
So...
So is this the story about how you almost beat up a lesbian?
No, I did not almost beat up a lesbian. I was explaining, just explaining that sometimes some people have favoritism over others.
So what you're saying is you despise same-sex marriage.
Well...
That's what you're saying. All in all, I almost punched this lesbian in the face, and I fucking hate same-sex marriage.
And I'll never watch Brokeback again.
Hail Hitler.
Stay away from my butt.
Stay away from my butt. Do not brush my butthole.
No.
Unless it's your tongue.
No, but that's the reason.
He said Hail Hitler. Dude, we're going to fucking... Dude, we're getting canceled like a motherfucker now.
So basically
thanks.
What you're saying.
Dude, all right, so let me explain everything. Billy's sitting here with a shaved fucking head, covered in tattoos.
Hold on.
In a fucking...
We gotta get rid of the shaved head as like the narrative for...
Well, we were supposed to talk about why
people.
is your fucking head
but
shaved
that's not.
right
But
now.
you missed the point the other day. We were in a meeting when you were saying this. I didn't only shave my head because even when I was dating
He trimmed
Rachel...
his pubes, too.
Yeah, I actually did, but that's
I'm
because I thought I was getting late.
Because he wants to swim faster.
No.
Yeah, that's why I shaved everything.
No, I've been wanting to shave. I've been off and on thinking about shaving my head because it was only certain days with the long ass fucking mullet that I had that were actually good hair days.
Yeah.
A lot of days.
Yeah, but isn't that the
I didn't want to
punk rock look?
No, I did. There was days that I wanted to shave my head because.
You're tired of brushing it?
Well, yeah, it was so much like maintenance. It's not like I could just get out of the shower, let it dry on its own.
Having a bald head is probably the most practical thing you can do.
It's so fucking easy. I look at my bottles of shampoo in my shower, and I'm like,
don't need
no
it.
need for you.
Yeah, but see, this is the whole point.
I've spent about the last 20 years with a bald head.
This is the
first time I've had hair in a long time.
This is the whole point of the previous conversation of being sensitive about something that we can poke fun at.
Sure.
Bill, to the world... And this is why the scales are slighted a certain way right now, which is not fair. It's not fair that somebody sees you walking down the street with no hate tattoos on you whatsoever. There's nothing on your body that says, like, there's no giant swastika in the middle of your fucking forehead.
I get dirty looks. I get dirty looks from
and dude, I get them
types of
too.
People.
I have shamrocks on my elbows, and I've had people think that I was Aryan Brotherhood, and I'm like,
well, I don't
do you
think
want to
people
go
are probably,
look?
There's probably people that are super conservative that are giving you dirty looks too.
I've been asked if I was Stomp 88.
Yeah.
I've been asked that on a union job site.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's like a white supremacy thing. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking. You know, as much as
I would
can,
have said
like,
I would never be part of a group with a name as corny as Stomp 88.
Yeah. What a bunch of
I'll
butt
say this,
fucking.
as much as
I love how dumb the fucking white supremacists are. 88. Oh, that's because H is the 8th letter of the word, and it's Hail Hitler. Dude, you guys are fucking
really
gay. You're fucking gay. You're so fucking gay, dude.
It's so corny.
There's nothing gayer than a bunch of fucking dudes standing around just hating other people. Oh, it's their fucking fault that I don't got a job right now. Yeah. Oh, they're coming over the border, fucking taking all. You guys are gay as shit. You're fucking gayer than the center of Philadelphia, all right? You're fucking gay, dude. So fucking.
It's corny.
And the Ku Klux. I heard there's a biker gang now for the Ku Klux Klan. Guess who's gay next? Them.
Yeah.
I never understood the names of like Grand Wizard.
We talk about this all the time.
I start seeing this
so
stuff. I'm like,
stupid.
who the fuck came up
We
with
should
this
rename it. We should make
That
it.
shit was probably hot back in the day, though. Like back.
But
think about back
what
in,
is
like,
the origin of it?
that-
Where's the origin? That
I'm sure
says,
you could find
I'm
out.
the great wizard of fucking.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Now that
I think we should remember my idea about the porn.
Yeah.
We should make one called the Grand Gizzard.
did your brain ever develop past 13?
Stops right.
I couldn't imagine being married
shit,
to you, man.
dude.
I feel
I
bad for
so
Gav. Holy
badly
shit.
wanted to talk to you about like the things going on in your life, and we're never gonna get there. We're never gonna get
This
to
dude,
this.
so I wanted to join the army. That's
Yeah.
what he wants to talk about. So fucking bad.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want to join the army now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're going to the right gym for that, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Nothing really to it.
So that's what he was supposed to say about his fucking hair, is that it's a prep. You're prepping to get used to this lifestyle.
There's like 19% of me that did it as a preparation.
Right.
Maybe a little bit more. There's another thing of cosmetics and like making it easy. And there's also I just go through these Britney stages. Like I fucking lost my cat, broke up with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
changed my diet, might as well fucking cut my hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't really like it's just like this overhaul.
But your head is way better looking than Britney's.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
have a good looking head.
I do. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm so grateful that I know that, because if I ever go bald, if my hairline ever recedes
That's
to
I'm
such a
going through this
degree.
right now because my hair is all thin right here.
Yeah, but you
and
know
I
what?
never thought that I would ever have an issue with hair, like losing
You
hair.
look good though.
Oh no, I don't
A man
mind
of
it.
your age with the
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
I
gray,
don't-
no one's batting an eye at
I don't
like
care at
like
all,
a centimeter back. You
Oh
know
no,
what
I
mean?
know, but I'm saying this is I've never thought that my hair would go thin. I've always had like crazy,
Yeah.
like full hair.
Yeah.
But I have shaved my head probably for the last like 20 years.
Yeah.
And like this is the first time I was like, all right, I'm just gonna let it grow. I'm not gonna get any haircuts. I'm just gonna see what happens.
You guys
Yeah.
are you're probably both a part of that gang Stomp 88.
Yeah.
You're probably a part
He
of
doesn't
that.
feel included in this, so he has to
You
like
can
throw.
you can
throw
join
it.
Well-
Stomp 88 if you want.
I can't because I'm not going to shave my head like a gay guy.
Don't be
And
a
also, he's not going to divorce his African American wife, his very wonderful wife.
Which I think I'm pretty open-minded for inviting a couple skinheads down into my
Yeah, that's
basement.
true.
While
Dude, there's so much weird stuff with that too. Like I've heard there's a thing called what are they called? Sharps?
So
Have you ever heard of this? Skinheads against racism
Yep.
and prejudice.
So I have some friends.
Like-
in fact,
Well, the original skinheads were like British punk people, right? Back in
Yeah.
like
I
the,
don't know.
like
So-
the early 90s. Like,
so skinheads are like the whole origin of skinhead culture is ska music from like I think the 60s.
I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
a slut for ska, bro.
Are
I don't
you
know about-
really?
yeah, dude. I just love
So-
trumpets
so
in general.
I
and
like
then you add that
horns.
the guitar.
I do like horns.
So the
Yeah,
whole
I like
per-
Chicago and stuff like that, but I don't not
but
really ska.
but the whole thing was, and it got robbed. It got robbed by like white supremacists. It started in England. There was this infusion of like punk and Jamaican music that made that, and the whole culture of the clothing and the the floodwater pants and the suspenders is these were factory workers with shaved heads so their fucking hair doesn't get caught in the machinery. And
Isn't
they
that the best? Like, there's
You know,
actual
like-
purpose to everything that involves, and then it just breaks away. You get so far from that, and it's like no one even knows why Nazis shave their head.
So I have
It's
quite a
like-
few friends that are big into, punk rock and well, it's the original skinhead, archetype or whatever that like, it has nothing to do with hatred. It's music. It's all about the music and this, that's what it was supposed to be. But like now it's like taking. Like if you saw a swastika in real life, like if you saw it on the side of a building, you would freak the fuck out and be like, "What is that?" But you may not realize that that's
There's
a fucking
origins to
Buddhist.
it, yeah.
It might be a Buddhist temple, and that
you'll
is
be able
their.
to, you'll be able to tell though, because I think Buddhist temples have I think the Buddhist version has like these little squiggles at the end. It also has dots. I don't know if all of them do.
I'm
but
just-
some of them,
I'm
some
just
have
saying-
There's
dots.
actually a
But I'm
biker
saying-
gang of like Hispanic dudes called the Chingalings, and their logo is
That
a
sounds
swastika.
fake.
No, this is a real thing.
Chingaling.
No, this is a real thing.
I
There was
don't
a
doubt
whole
it.
documentary about them on A&E.
Really?
And they had this logo that had a swastika in the middle of it. And I think they asked him, like, why do you have a swastika? And he was like, That's not a Nazi symbol. That's a symbol for the sun or some shit.
Yeah,
and he gave this origin for it, and he was like, fuck that. It's ours. It's not theirs. We'll do what the fuck we want with it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think, like, really, like, what it comes down to is, what do I want to do as an individual?
Well,
You know?
I think
and
that
if you want to
that's...
shave your fucking head, shave your head. You know what I mean? But you don't need to explain reasons for it or whatever. And if people think you look like one thing, the problem is with the people that are thinking or prejudging you.
Yeah.
It's not with.
So they're always the problem, and they don't know it.
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, when you look at scared people that judge you, oh my God, Billy's covered in tattoos, he's got a black and white T-shirt on and a shaved head. There's clearly he is a bad person, and I need to stay the fuck away from him.
Or he's a part of a group
but
that he's not.
The
even
reality
associated
is, dude, I know Billy, and Billy's actually one of the kindest fucking people I know, and he's just another human on this planet struggling to figure out what the fuck his purpose in life is.
It's
you know?
just strange
so,
how like this whole element of like
ostracizing people for no reason.
It's like the left, the people that are so far to the left have become like the war hawks.
Yeah.
And are like, you know, all the things that we don't want you to profile people. We don't want you to do this. We don't want you to do that. But the second you see an individual that you think you can group them with something, you're prejudging them. You're being prejudiced.
Well, so when you think about the the political model of the, you know, like originally they were like, oh, it's it's like a sliding scale, left and right. But then somebody got clever and they were like, yeah, but if you go too far left, you dip into socialism. And then if you go too far right, you dip into fascism. But then it becomes more of a circle, because you have to realize that socialism and fascism are kind of like kissing cousins. They're like brother and sister. They're the same. It's the same thing. Because you can't have a totally fascist nation because you need people to build shit. So how are you going to make them build stuff? Oh, you have to force them to build it, which means they're all going to be the same, which now means that's socialism. So then they're the same. So the people that are going left are literally rounding the curve of like, okay, now we're going to dip into fascism a little bit because we believe in saving the rest of the world, and we're going to invade your fucking country to push our democracy, and you need a McDonald's and a Starbucks on every corner.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. It gets dangerous, right?
Sure.
So I think you can be both those things at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know the textbook definition of fascism.
Sure.
If there's one thing that I love about, and this is a generalization, I won't say that every conservative is like this or every conservative is or a right-wing guy or anything. Anybody that would vote for Trump moving forward, right? I don't think that, I'm not going to speak for them as a whole because I'm sure there are a bunch of bad apples, right? There's bad apples across the board in any sect of culture that you can possibly fucking imagine, right? There's one thing I love about conservatives more than I love about liberals, right? In a lot of these cities and states, they're taking Trump off the ballot, right? They're saying, like, we're so afraid of a world where he is a leader, where he is a representative, that we are not going to even allow him the opportunity, right? I don't know what textbook definition fascism is, but I know that shutting down a person to get them out of there in order to push your own agenda
is a dictatorship.
That smells like fucking fascism. And you know what else smells like fascism? It's like over in Harvard, there was Harvard students that are conservative Harvard student that were hanging up posters, and then they took a video and they found like left-wing students ripping down those posters, and they said, "Why are you taking down our posters? You can't do that." Yeah. And they were replacing them with their own posters or covering it up. It's like they're okay with calling someone else a fascist. I don't really know how to put
well,
this.
So that's just verbal combat, really. Is at the end of the day, you're using language to battle somebody, and this accusation of being racist, but then going on TV and say, well, we need to have segregated graduations because black people do this thing, and well, hold on.
Oh, do you hear about Chocolate City?
What?
In Harvard?
No.
You didn't see the fucking one leader from Harvard? I don't know what they do. They're high up on the employment chain. Yeah. They were in a courthouse. I don't know if it was the Senate or Congress or any of them. And there's this black woman, and they asked her. And there was some other white dean's list type people there. You know, people that work for Harvard, high up, $300,000 a year type people. And they asked them, "What is Chocolate City?" It's a segregated thing in the dorms where only black people live.
Yeah.
And they're like, "So you're okay with and this is like this is a black person from Congress or from the Senate asking them this.
Yeah.
Like, you're okay with this type of segregation? Well, it's giving them, equality and this, that, and the third. No, they're like, no, it's fucking segregation.
So when you follow psychology and you look at the agenda behind each side, right? When you look at right-wingers, what does the right wing want? They want capitalism. They want more conservative views, and they're more generally concerned with the economy, traditional values. What does the right wing, or the left side want? They want more progression, equality, not so much concerned with the economy, more concerned with, as a group, is everybody okay? So they're both trying to push their agendas. They're like, no, focus more on the economy. No, focus more on how happy are all the people. And what I am witnessing when I interact with the general public, specifically right-wing people, is right-wingers are going, okay, you know what? You're right. My nephew is gay. My daughter married a black guy. I have to accept equality in my life. This is the way life is. This is the way America is. And I'm seeing the right give in and go, you know what? You're right. I do believe in equality. It's not a matter of like
giving in. It's just a matter of like compromising.
Well, I have to say give in because at one point, well, I think so I try to remember the 90s. In the 90s, dude, it was very segregated and very much, and it wasn't segregated physically, it was a mental thing. Dude, I grew up in Eddystone, and there was literally a border, the Chester Creek, or Crum Creek, whatever the fuck it is, and the 9th Street Bridge was the border. And dude, the people on that side are not us. We don't associate with them. We don't talk to them. They're black and Hispanic, and we don't talk to them. It was like a real mental fucking thing that, no, you do not talk to them. Me being the rebel I am, I'm like, fuck that, I'm going skateboarding over there.
Right.
They have cool ledges and handrails and all kinds of shit. So I was an outlier, but it was still a mental thing, and I still had to like hear the bullshit about like I'm a fucking scumbag because I go and interact with black people and Hispanic people. And now today, I think you're seeing that like, dude, it's not unusual to see some nasty fucking biker and his grandkid is black, and he's taking him over to the park, and everybody's happy, and nobody's talking shit. So what I'm saying is the left got what they wanted. Right-wingers are like, okay, man, equality. I get it. I understand.
It's not what they want. They didn't get what they wanted. Because what they want is now for people to be quiet. They don't want, they don't like free speech.
Well,
free speech only works for them as long as you're not speaking against their personal lifestyle.
So what I'm saying is,
they do not love the First Amendment. They don't love the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
They don't love any of it. They hate the American flag.
Yeah. Well, but this is so.
There's no pride anymore.
Listen, we'll dive down a conspiracy hole in a minute.
It's not even a fucking conspiracy.
It's just it's just this.
But so give me a minute. But so when you think about, because somebody once asked me, they said, when you have a person who is an activist or a progressive activist, when does the progression stop? Which is interesting because you can watch people, like you mentioned earlier, gay people that are standing up and saying, listen, I think having 3-year-olds sit in a room and watch a transsexual person wearing a miniskirt doing splits and sexual poses, I think that's pretty fucking offensive. Gay people are standing up and saying this. It's all over.
Illegal.
Well, it is. Well, but it's not because people are fucking doing
No, but
this.
that's how wrong it is.
Yeah.
It's not even like, it's offensive and it's just me. I might be being sensitive.
There's no consideration for what a 5-year-old can fucking register.
Right.
It's just
which when you come down to the meat and potatoes is like you're starting to see people back away and go, wait, hold on. When does this stop? When do you stop with the equality stuff? Because like at some point, is fucking an animal? Is that okay? Could you Billy wants to marry a fucking a house cat because he loves cats.
If that's what Billy likes, then Billy should have that.
Well,
that's fucking strange.
And then it's like, okay, well, this guy over here is a minor attracted person because people are coming out. They're fucking popping up on the internet, and I'm not saying like they're everywhere in the neighborhood, but it makes guys like me paranoid because I have small fucking children, and I'm like, no fucking way, pal. Where are we drawing the fucking line here?
Yeah.
I'm all for equality, but where's the fucking line at? And I think that that's where the right is getting frustrated, because it's like, okay, you asked me to stop being a fucking prick towards black people. Okay, all right, they're here. I get it. And that's what it takes. You literally have to take a group of fucking humans and say, look, you dumb motherfucker in your trailer park, they're not going away. Nobody's migrating back to Africa. The gay people ain't leaving. The Hispanics are still going to come up here and try to get fucking jobs because, South America is not really a great place to fucking live, and they want to live up here. Tough shit, man. This is the way it is. We all got here by migration, so...
Yeah, but the thing about that pisses people off is I don't think it's pissing off conservatives that or pissing off anybody that thinks normally about illegal immigration. It's not pissing off those people because
so even that is
they're crossing the border and they're living here. It's not pissing them off because of that. It's pissing them off because they're getting free shit.
Yeah.
It's pissing them off because
the kids have to stay home and like do their schooling from home because the fucking.
But think about the
people that are
blame
being
game. Think about the blame game that goes on with that. Instead of getting mad and standing at the border with an AR-15 threatening to shoot women and children. I know, listen to me for a second.
Yeah.
Instead of blaming the fucking peasant mother and her children and scaring the fucking shit out of little children.
Sure.
Your government did that. Your government did that.
No,
and
they're
that's
aware
the
of
ones
that.
that you need to be fucking mad at.
Oh, they're absolutely mad. They're absolutely. It's no secret that.
But the comedy of thinking that the left and the right ain't helping each other, the government is the left and the right. It's both. Both parties are fucking you. You just don't. You think that your team is doing better. I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Well, that's the point of what I was saying earlier about being brainwashed. How I was, I don't even want to even utter the word in my mind of victim, right? But that's why I'm talking about being the victimhood of being brainwashed. They know they can't get me to be a fan of Tucker Carlson.
Yeah,
but they know they can get me to be a fan of watching the sensationalism bullshit of men versus women. It's always some type of fucking culture war. It's these fucking they stick 6 or 8 fucking blonde fucking OnlyFans chicks, at a fucking table just like this, and they have some fucking guy who's some like conservative guy, and he asks a bunch of bimbo retards about fucking, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then they say something stupid, and they put some fucking editing, hardcore funk music in the fucking background, and it's sensational, and it gets you all fucking riled up. It gets me mad at you, and you mad at me, and then it's just a continuation of that. They know that is the essence of it. They know that if we stop doing this, if I stop being mad at you and you stop being mad at me, then we have an opportunity to wake up and be mad at them.
Yeah.
But people are aware that that's what's going on. The federal government is standing against Texas and against the other states that are one. You know what I was mad about? I was mad that Pennsylvania was on the list of states that doesn't stand with fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Which confuses me because Pennsylvania has afforded me the right. Every day when I wake up and I fucking put my gun on my hip and I grab my hard hat and I drive into the city for fucking work and I can, put that on, I can do what I want, I feel a sense of dignity. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just feel dignified. I feel dignified being in this country in general. The freedoms that, like I told you about that kid from the UK, right?
No.
Long story short, a kid from, what's that fucking company that you can buy, like, you can give them money and they'll deliver you food and, like, a thing for recipes. HelloFresh.
Yeah.
There was a HelloFresh people walking around the neighborhood. And I thought they were doing, like, political handouts because it was around that time. And I remember seeing him. It was a white kid and then there was a darker kid. And I was like, hey, man, what are you doing? And immediately he started pitching me, right? And I used to knock doors, so I let him fucking pitch me. I was like, all right, let's see what you got. You know what I mean? I'm interested. Now I'm on the other side of the fucking... Now I'm the dude being knocked on. But I'm not even out of my truck. I'm sitting in my truck from work. I'm all dirty, whatnot. And this kid starts putting on the pitch. And I'm like, whatever. I start kind of giving the runaround. We get to talking. And I'm like, where are you from, man? You from the UK? Because he had a deep UK accent.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, how did you guess? We're kind of laughing. And it basically comes down to, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking about moving to the States full time. And, I was like, how you liking it here? He's like, oh, I'm liking it. And I was like, you want to see something? And I fucking pulled out my handgun and showed it to him. And he was like, oi, mate, what the fuck, yeah? How the fuck you have that, yeah? And I'm like,
You come from a country where having a fucking knife on you is illegal. You come from a country where you have to pay money to have a fucking TV. You come from a country where you have beans for breakfast.
Yeah.
You come from a country where you get arrested for writing shit on social media. I come from a country where, in certain states, I have a fucking handgun on me. Now, whether or not I can use that handgun for self-defense and not get locked up, it seems like the victim is the person that gets more time than the actual fucking criminal, depending on the color of their skin. But like, point is like, it was in that moment that I felt like, holy shit, like this guy got to witness what it is to be a free and dignified, not only a human being, but first and foremost, like an American.
He probably walked away thinking you're a fucking lunatic.
No, we liked each other.
Really?
Yeah. He was a real cool dude. We talked for like 2 fucking hours.
So anytime I've ever met a foreigner that came to this country and got their citizenship or whatever, they usually are the biggest patriots out of any of us.
Yeah, because they come from shitholes.
Well, even if they don't, even if they come from England or fucking, France or whatever, like, especially France, the French. Anyway, dude, this is so funny that we like never. I knew we weren't gonna fucking. Anyway, whatever.
What, you want to talk about it, dude?
No.
Go
I
ahead.
wanted to go on.
There's not really much to it.
No. Listen. So let's keep going here. Let's keep going here. I have a thought in mind. Is that what was I going to say? Oh, you were mentioning the push and like conspiracies and all this, and I've often thought to myself that when I think we talked about this a little bit on the last episode with Ben, is when the Berlin Wall got knocked down. How did that end the Cold War?
I know nothing about the Cold War. I did not.
So
pay
the
attention
Cold
in high
War
school.
was espionage, and it was spies trying to get intel out of each other's countries, Russia and America, back and forth. This sneaky bullshit constantly, and then they claim that like, okay, the Berlin Wall's getting knocked down, and we're done. We're not going to have spy play no more. Says who? Like. Why? Like, oh, okay, there's a fucking wall. Like, you literally removed a chunk of concrete, and now all of a sudden, like, we're not going to do this no more? So the theory goes, and I've often thought this myself, is why is there this insurgence of this idea of socialism in our country, which slowly trickled in my opinion, from that moment, you know? Back in World War II, after World War II, there was like the Salem witch trials of like looking for communists, and that put a big scare in everybody for a long time. For a long time, everybody was like, okay, can't be a fucking communist in this country. They don't like that shit. But then after the Berlin Wall gets knocked down, all of a sudden it's like a slow trickle of like, well, socialism ain't that bad. And it starts, to me, it's like this little tiny snowball that just rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls until eventually it's a fucking boulder flying down a mountain. Mm-hmm. And that's like, now you see people walking around and they're openly claiming that they're a socialist and they think socialism will fix everything, even though there's absolutely zero fucking evidence of that. In fact, the only time socialism works is when it's corrupted. The unions were at their strongest when they were corrupt and doing violent things. So, like, unions, and this is the funny part about me being a libertarian believing in capitalism, is I believe in unions, and you might ask yourself, well, how is that? Because a union is socialism, but it's voluntary. You don't have to. It's not government controlled. And that's the important part here, is I think you should... If Amazon workers are pissed off because, they treat us like shit and they don't fucking pay us enough, don't expect the government to fix this for you. You fucking fix it. Form a fucking union and stand up to Jeff Bezos and say, listen, cocksucker, stop building rockets to go to Mars and fucking pay me more.
I don't even think he's the CEO anymore. I think he moved away.
Whatever. Then I guess I'll stop talking.
No,
but the moral is I think in our country the biggest problem, in my opinion, when you look at like hard lefties, They somehow think that the government's going to fix their problems. And I disagree wholeheartedly. That's the part with the left that I totally disagree with. Like, if you think more legislation is going to fix this, you're not paying attention to the track history of what's going on here. Because we've started going backwards now. Like, you know, through the fucking original amendments and then, you know, opening up for, you know, equality, which was kind of a double-edged sword because now they have all these little fucking coattails attached to every bill that they pass now, so it's sneaky shit. You agree to one thing and they take away something else. Mark my words, when they legalize marijuana, something is getting removed. This is not a fucking just
They did remove something.
Oh, I know.
You can't legally own a firearm if you fucking
concealed carry permit.
No, I don't even think can you even buy a rifle from a store if it
Sure.
comes up on your okay, well you can't conceal carry.
You can buy a rifle because you don't have to register it. Handguns you have to register.
This handgun's not registered to me. It's not.
It
was a gift. It was a gift. There's the first way that I ever got my first handgun was I took a background check in Delaware, got an FFL to Pennsylvania. My background check took like 3 fucking weeks because apparently my name's very common.
Yeah.
I asked a family member of mine, a parent, to go up there and speak to the guy because they weren't answering my phone calls.
Yeah.
And find out what was going on. They told one of my parents, they said, well, we can have you run a background check if you pass in less time than him. See, they were also an FFL in a gun store. Hold on, let me say this.
That's a straw purchase.
No, it's not. Hear me out on this. So they were first and foremost a gun store. Secondly, they were an FFL establishment to be able to transfer firearms from state to state or store to store. The point is that since COVID, they changed their hours from full time Monday through Friday, fucking 7 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night. They went from that to like 2 days a week. From like 12 o'clock in the afternoon to like 4.
You gotta have an appointment.
Yeah, and my work schedule was fucked. I would have had to take a day off to go down there and just sign the paper to get the background check, leave, and then a month later come back again. I didn't want to wait any longer for my handgun. This is for the Glock. So my parent went down there. My mom went down there and spoke to the guy because they weren't answering my phone calls, and I was trying to. She's retired, so they said to her, "Well, you can run a background check and then give it to your son as a gift, and that is fucking legal." So as a conservative that believes in the Second Amendment, believes in protection, believes that it's absolutely necessary. I don't believe in, magazine capacity or any of that fucking California compliant fucking communist bullshit. Believes in higher security at schools across the fucking country. I believe in.
See, you're a fascist.
No. See, I believe in higher security. No, private security. I'm not talking about the police because the police have proved to be incompetent multiple times. As much as I think of all that kind of shit, when I got to witness and also be the beneficiary of receiving a gift from my mother in that fashion and that being legal, I was like, holy fuck, we are flawed.
Why?
Are you kidding?
What do you mean we're flawed?
I passed one background check.
Yeah.
Right. So the government said I was allowed to have one. The federal government also said, and state government also said I was allowed to carry it. But you can just have. I mean, just think of what can go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Think about what could go wrong with that. I just thought it was It feels unregulated and it feels dangerous, but it's also legal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's also the issue with. So that's why I say that both sides are over-regulating, because even on the right side of things, to me, having to do all this fucking jumping through the loopholes thing, like you mentioned the schools, and I often think to myself, you don't need guards at the school. You need to fucking be a better parent and see what's going on with your fucking kid and not give your fucking 14-year-old a goddamn AR-15.
But that goes even farther. What can we do right now, right? Are we going to sit here and go to everybody's home and bring every parent in to do parenting classes? And who's to say that those parenting classes are good? Who's to say that those parents are actually going to practice raising their children in the right way? Who's to say that the children that they already have aren't already fucked enough, or that the parents are going to be honest enough with themselves and with the rest of the community to say, like, I raised my kid wrong. I didn't give them the time of day, so they grew up to be fucking psychopaths. Who's to say that the parents are at fault at all for some of these cases?
Yeah, sometimes you raise a kid as best you can, and your
they
kid's
turn
going to
out
do
bad
whatever
anyway.
the fuck they want anyway. Like,
So what's the next solution? Oh,
beat
liberals,
them, beat them fucking
yeah, but
kids.
the,
man.
what's the
but
next
I mean, like
solution?
the overall solution, I agree with them. Is you should have hired security at the schools.
Yeah.
You should have somebody there who can combat a situation like that, because it's not always a kid who's doing the shooting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
it could
caught
be-
an adult. They caught
yeah,
it's
it
like a
could be
40-year-old
anybody.
white dude, fucking fat as shit. He almost got into
Right.
school, and the police were able to stop him in the fucking lot. They locked the door, and they were able to stop him before he was armed.
There was one recently where the trans woman went in, and I think she killed like 6 people before she was killed.
Yeah, they won't even
Yeah.
let her manifesto.
And the only
out,
reason
which
we
is
mention
scary.
that is because we believe in equality here at Renaissance Man
No,
Child.
I'm just stating a fact of what it was. That's all.
I know, I'm breaking balls. Come
No,
on, man.
but the thing is, you need
This conversation got real serious, real fucking
I'm
quick.
thinking, like,
and I just want to
probably-
remind people that I still don't like dicks in my face, just to say something funny. But I do believe that it's okay if you want dicks in your face.
I love that. a wise union construction worker who I worked with for about probably 4 months, 3 months, something like that, said, what do you say? He goes, I don't care if you're a trans demon worshipping marijuana grower with the AR, and you want to guard your weed with your AR-15 on
That's
your
right.
farm. That's your freedom and able
Yeah.
to do so. And as much as I disagreed with that lifestyle, I was like, well, I don't want people. See, that's the thing is, like, it can't be both ways.
That's
if
right.
you have the ability, if anybody's truly sensitive to this, right? I understand. I don't like hurting people's feelings. I don't like having my feelings hurt. There's still some of that sensitive liberal shit that I'm trying to get eradicated out of my body.
You can't
But
you
it's
can't get rid of it
consideration-
because I think the part of being a human is you can't go all the way left or all the way right.
I'm not talking
You
about
have to
that.
find that both sides have good points. To me, the way I am, because I agree with that guy, and that's actually a sales pitch to the political party that I belong to, is that, dude, if you want to go fuck guys and grow weed, just protect your farm with a fucking rocket launcher. I don't fucking care. Like, but also don't impose your ideas on me because I might not particularly like. I don't care if you're Muslim, gay, Christian. I don't give a fuck what you do as long as it's not to children, because that's a fucking serious point in my book. But the point is don't harm other people. Don't impose your shit on other people. Leave people the fuck alone.
That's really what it comes down to: is leave people alone.
Yeah, but
Leave me
here's
the
thing.
fuck alone.
If you have
Leave
the
me alone,
ability-
and I'll leave you alone, and we can all just get along. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm an entrepreneur and a business person. If you come to me and you're like, well, this is my crazy shit that I do, I don't fucking care. I just want your business. I want the money out of your pocket in a fair manner. I will give you my skills and the parts that I use to fix your shit, and just pay me. That's it. We don't have to discuss,
Here's the thing.
you know.
If you have the right to do what you want with your body,
Yeah.
then I have the right to say what I want about it.
That's right.
And if
You know?
you can't shut down what I'm saying while also having the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
Because in other countries, what you're doing and what you're saying gets you fucking hung on a bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
You and your 3 buddies are hanging from ropes while people drive underneath you.
Yeah.
And they can't do a fucking thing about it. And it's not even the government doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the people that control the government that are doing it. That's what your fucking lifestyle, that's what you get in other countries. You get arrested for that. You don't get arrested for that here. You just get fucking made fun of on Twitter.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I think at the end of the day, really what's happening here is that we're getting to this point, the tipping point, where this is all going to come apart because we have too much freedom at this point, and people forgot humility. At the end of the day, people often forget we're fucking spoiled. We live in paradise.
That's true.
Here in this country, you can have a fucking gun, you can have sex with men, you can fucking smoke weed, do any drug you want, you know? You can do any fucking thing you want in this country. You can do anything.
Wouldn't
you
that be crazy if that was
you
the
know
case
how,
across all states, though? Because it's
this
not
is the
case
most
across
this
all.
is the most important one that everybody forgets about, and this is why the capitalism versus socialism thing is so important to me. Is you could be a poor black dude from Harlem that becomes a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Jay-Z. I'm talking about Jay-Z. You know, you can be a fucking poor person in the smallest, most incremental, like, dude, you're a nothing. You're a fucking nobody in this country to being one of the wealthiest people on the entire fucking planet. The 1% of the 1% you are.
You can go
so
from
don't
being...
tell me that socialism fixes shit when we are the only people in the world that have such a fucking thing available to us.
I know I sound like such a boomer saying this, but I have a feeling that John will appreciate this too. I stopped believing in socialism when I started getting bigger checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could say this. I don't want to, and it sounds like a boomer thing to say. It sounds like, oh, look, the only reason you believe in that is because you're lazy. When I was younger, right, and I still, some of this is stuff that I truly don't like about myself that I'm trying to eradicate from myself, and it's overall a lack of work ethic, right? When I was younger and I knew that America as a whole and the world as a whole, right, you reap what you sow. If you want to go to and not that I believe in college, but this is like the classic. If you want to fucking do well in high school or do well in middle school, do well in high school, go to a fucking college, with that GPA and with those all that volunteer work, everything you put into that application, and then when you go for a practical fucking career and you go and get that career, and then you want to move to this specific state where this work is, you want to build a family, and by fucking 50, you're this, you can do that. But in my head, I was like, that takes too much work. I'd rather secretively, it's really what I was feeling. This is really how I felt in my head about it. It's really what I thought.
You want to sell drugs?
No, I want a fucking handout.
Oh, yeah.
And what I went along with that was this ideology that we should all be even. And I was like, I buy into that because the idea of having to really pull myself up on my bootstraps and really make something happen for myself after
it was too daunting.
It was too daunting. Yeah. After a long life of things falling in my lap and my parents fucking handed me things, that was the ideology I could really get behind. And once I fucking was like, all right, I'm going to get in the union, and I fucking, showed up for the math test, I went to the interviews, I showed up for the Zoom meetings, I went to the fucking building, I came with the $350 to pay for the calculator and the fucking tools, I went around, I asked for help, I showed up to that job site that first day, and I worked my fucking ass off.
And then you found out you were compensated for the work.
If any were compensated for the work, and then I look at someone doing less than me,
and
I'm like,
go,
well,
you could do just the same thing I fucking did.
You could do, and I see, and I'm hanging off. Here's the beauty. It's never really work if you're doing what you love, right? I'm hanging off the side of this fucking building on the 32nd floor with 95 to my back. The only thing that's holding me is a pair of fucking Pelican clips and a fucking harness. I know. I was showing people in my Discord pictures of that. They said, "You're a fucking psychopath," and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, "This is the time of my life."
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm getting paid what, 20 an hour to fucking do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the point is I got away from that ideology.
So you know
when I started reaping the rewards of what I sowed, and was like, fuck that. Why have a ceiling? Yeah. Why should there be a ceiling? If you want the utmost success, you fucking go for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fucking even with you.
Well, it's a good thing you're joining the military because there is a ceiling.
Oh, I'm sure. So what should I expect?
What should you expect?
Yeah.
Low pay, lots of hard work. And they're going to expect you to just do whatever the fuck they say, and you have no choice in the matter because you're now government property.
That's the part. That's the part where I'm like, God damn it, dude.
Dude, there is no fucking freedom in the military.
Nice.
But on the weekends, you get to go have adventures and drive and fly wherever the fuck you want, do whatever you want.
I have a feeling that's BS.
And when you come home, you will have an outstanding benefits package for the rest of your life that you'll never have to complain about. You'll be a part of a brotherhood where we all take care of each other. And if I know that you're a veteran, I will come out of my motherfucking way to come help you. I have friends that drove across this fucking country because they had nowhere to live. And I was like, well, I got a 2-bedroom apartment and I live here alone. So come the fuck over here. And they did. And they lived with me for a couple years. And that's what we do for each other.
Yeah, what about like first couple days in? Like, what does that
First couple days in?
Because I can YouTube shit.
You're going to get fucking screamed at every instant that there is something to do. Nice. You're a body that is, you're not expected to think. They don't want you to think. They want you to do whatever they say. So if they say, go over there and clean your shit up and just stand there until I fucking yell at you again, and then when they yell at you again, now it's time for chow. They're going to fucking scream at you to line up. We're going to march down to the fucking chow hall. We're going to eat food as fast as fucking possible because we got more shit to do, which really means you're going to just go wait until the next thing is to do. But you're going to get screamed at for the first, I don't know, couple weeks, a month maybe.
I know this is in the Marines. I know you no longer are a you. You're a this recruit.
Yeah.
Like you can't call yourself. You can't say I. There is no fucking I.
Yeah.
So how is that in the Army? Do they do the same thing?
Yeah.
You call yourself
I
this recruit?
love, there's nothing more comical to me than when Marines are like, "Mah, we had it hard." Dude, it's hard everywhere. Well, other than the Air Force or maybe like the fucking, I don't know.
The Navy, I think, is a lot easier too.
Yeah, the Navy and the Air Force are more cerebral. They hire people for their brains. The Army and the Marines, they need bodies to do hard work, you know?
Yeah.
That's what the Army and the Marines does. Specifically, if you join the Army for a combat-oriented job. The Marines, it's not even a question, because everybody in the Marines has to be trained to be a Marine, and then after you're done basic, then they decide your job for you. So you might be a cook.
Well, that's why they say first and foremost you're a rifleman.
Yeah.
As a Marine, first and foremost you know how to fucking kill, and then
The only
you wanna
difference
use
between
your
the
brain
Marine and the
somewhere else.
Armies is the Army, you get to choose your job. The Army's so big that they're like, dude, we don't have time to sit around and fucking pick your job for you. You're gonna decide what you want to be, you know, and then you're just gonna go in that direction. Be fucking careful what you ask for, because you're gonna do that job.
Yeah.
And you need to know what that job is, because sometimes they're slick. When I joined up in '99, they said to me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to be a mechanic." How about automated logistics specialist? Say that to a 17-year-old kid and look at his eyeballs. You have no fucking clue what he just said. You know, what is an automated logistics specialist? Now, John works in shipping, so he knows exactly what that is. But
What
he's
is that,
also a
John?
40-something-year-old guy.
What is that, John?
An automated logistics specialist?
Yeah.
I guess a logistics coordinator?
There you go.
It's
And what is logistics? It's
Getting-
shipping and
like-
receiving
I was gonna say,
packages.
getting
you know?
getting equipment from here to
management
there.
of time, things
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
boring as shit.
It's not a
That's what I
mechanic.
do.
It's not a mechanic.
I'm a logistics coordinator.
Yeah, but you're a civilian.
Yeah.
You're home. I'm talking about
No,
in the
oh,
Army. That
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
boring
So
compared to what you
in
could
the
be
Army,
doing.
what I did for the first couple years is that I sat in a warehouse. Parts came in on a tractor trailer. We unloaded the parts. We broke down the packages to each unit where they were going.
Right.
You print out the shipping label, smack it on there, throw it in the bin where it's supposed to go. You're a fucking UPS worker.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude, I was fucking miserable.
I would rather
hated it.
I'd rather get shot at.
Yeah,
I swear to fucking God, I'd rather get shot at.
So after 9/11, I was supposed to go to Fort Hood, and I told them, dude, I want to join the infantry. And they were like, okay, we'll send you to fucking, what school you want to go to? And I was like, my buddy does mortars, I'll do mortars.
Was
you
it
know?
Charlie? That's
11
like support,
Charlie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like supportive. Yeah.
So then I went to Mortarman School, which is only like 3 weeks, because it's just a little bit longer than regular infantry, which is comical because it's the same exact length as Marine basic training. So when Marines are like, man, our basic training is longer, not for an infantryman. For the general infantrymen of the military or combat-oriented jobs in the Army,
Yeah.
it's the same across the board. So stop fucking whining, guys. Knock it off. Your shiny little sword is cute. Dude, you're not more badass, all right?
Who, the Marines?
I love Marines, dude.
Oh, I
I
don't
love
know.
Marines.
I don't know
but
which-
I
I've
love
never been
Marines
in the
because we talk
military,
shit
so.
back and forth, dude. Marines have a pretty little sword, and their outfit doesn't match. It's cute. You guys
I like
look
the
fucking
outfit.
great.
The uniform.
Oh, the
uniform's
dress
fire.
blues? You don't like that?
Dude,
I
they're
think it looks cool
fucking-
as shit.
Dress
whatever.
blues are sharp, man.
So that's why they get guys like you, because I was
I'm
like,
not-
nah,
I've
fuck
never
that.
been in
I want
anything.
my outfit to match, and I don't give a fuck about a stupid sword. And I'm really saying this because I know you lean harder towards wanting to go into the Marines. But at
I
the
don't.
end
I
of
don't
it,
think I'm built for it. And the girl,
You're
the girl
so-
I'm talking to said you shouldn't speak about yourself in that way. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be 30. Like the thing is
what do
listen,
you
I
mean
wanna
by
be in-
built like that? It has nothing to do with your physical build, first of
No,
all.
I mean
it's
like
about
mentally.
Yeah,
I don't
let me
think
tell you
I don't
something.
think I'm mentally capable of doing what they do when it comes to the actual job.
Okay, so that's what you and I have talked
I
about.
want to be in infantry. I don't want to be fucking first guy in. I don't want to be a fucking dude.
Well,
what
there's
they
no
do is-
such thing as that because the Marines don't want to admit it, but first one in is the infantry and the Marines.
Yeah.
Like the Marines will say like, "Oh, well, we hit the beach first." Okay, yeah, that's great. But the Army was literally 1 second behind you. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Why they say Rangers lead the way then? What are fucking Rangers doing?
well, Rangers are a whole other ball.
It's like
game.
an elite level. Of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when in the Army, when you talk about infantrymen are the basic ground troops. They storm in and fucking kill things, you know? People. Now, if you need an elite unit to go in and operate so the Rangers really the difference is the Army is just a mass of bodies to throw at a battle. The Rangers are a tight-knit group of guys that specialize in very small combat. They're not there to win the battle or the war. They're there, like if you needed a bridge to be cleared and taken over, they send in the Rangers, or somebody else that specializes in that particular. They're a specialized group.
Yeah.
Now,
nighttime raids,
yeah,
high level targets.
Yeah.
Things of that nature, I'm assuming.
Above the Rangers, like if you're like, well, this is fun, but I want to operate on a more individual level and a tighter, even tighter group is the Special Forces. The Special Forces guys are the guys that went in with the Navy SEALs and got Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
These are guys that went behind enemy lines, surrounded by thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that hate them and want to fucking just rip their body apart.
Sounds like a ball, dude.
Yeah, well, so don't tell me that the Marines, you're not built for it if that's the way you think, because in all honesty, if you want the adventure comes with big risk. Big risk is the big scary thing, that you're going to do something that is going to put your life in very imminent danger. Very, very,
We're bombing fucking Syria for those three Marines that died and the 25 that were injured. My dad yelled up last night. He goes, "We fucking bombed them." I said, "Who?" He goes, "Syria."
Yeah.
I said, "Wasn't it Iran?" He goes, "Yeah, but they know where the bomb came from, serial numbers or whatever."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Holy shit, we're really fucking in the midst."
Yeah, like
we're in the middle of World War III, and I'm gonna go fucking fight for it.
Well, this is the thing.
Where's your bathroom at? I'm sorry, dude.
What?
Where's your bathroom at? I've really gotta go. I've been holding.
Let's hit pause.
That's how we usually end these things. Somebody has to take a piss.
All right. Well, let's fucking wrap this thing up. You're going to join the Army or the Marines and buttfuck guys because that's a manly thing to do. That's what you said earlier. You guys fucking said that, dude. I didn't say that. I have nothing against gay people. I just like making fun of them sometimes. So that's all.
I didn't say that.
More importantly, dude, you know what I really miss, though? I want you to hold your bladder a little bit here. I really miss using the gay community to insult very masculine men. That's what I really miss. I don't want to insult gay people. I just think that you have this leverage that is so much fun. That's why I can call white supremacists gay, because it's fun. Dude, I hope that gay people ain't offended by that. I think it's hilarious to bust the balls of fucking white supremacists.
I personally love to call people fags.
Yeah,
that's just my favorite. I never once in my life looked at a person and was
have like the Louis C.K. take on that.
No, I never looked at one person. I think South Park said it perfectly, and I've always felt this way, even way before the Harley fag episode. Like, I've never looked at a person and thought to myself, "What a fucking faggot," and ever associated them with two guys or two women having sex.
No,
never in my life. But it just has this like oomph to the
I think
insult.
It's more of like a wimpy dude. It's not really like it's like a wimpy dude, but more importantly, it's kind of like this whole idea of don't punch down. Like if I saw a gay guy, I would never fuck with that guy because, dude, you're not going to throw back at me. Now, if I see some dude who's being a fucking jerk off on a job site, dude, I torture him. Like if you're a big scary ass looking dude and you're over here running your fucking mouth, I'm telling you right now, Bill, you see me, dude, you know, and John definitely knows. I am the Golden Glove champ of this area of shit talking. So if you want to talk shit, let's have some fun here. I guarantee you I'm going to find something, and sometimes it's the gay thing. Sometimes the gay thing is great. Dude, I have actively pretended to be gay and hit on fucking big scary-ass iron workers just to fuck with them and watch them cringe and watch them like, I'm not no fucking fag. You don't fucking do that to me. And I'm like, dude, I will fuck you right here and now on the top of this fucking crane.
Especially in the African American community, the lack of comfortability with your sex is absolutely crazy. I had this guy, this laborer, and he fucking sucked. I won't say his name, but I fucking hate this guy so much. I mean, there's nothing worse than being in the core of a concrete job, right? I'm talking like serious shit. This is real. You want to know what fucking work is? Go fucking work on a concrete job. That's it's seriously fucking dangerous. There's 1,000 men around you. If one guy fucking slips up, you could die.
Yeah.
Like seriously fucking die. Everybody's carrying heavy shit. Everybody's tired. It sucks. But I will say this. There's nothing that pisses you off more, and that's the reason I hate them, than carrying a sledgehammer on your right side, and you're carrying up something metal on the other side, and you can barely hold up the ladder. You're going up this fucking 16-foot, ladder rung, trying to get to the second floor of this core, and you look down, there's just some fucking fully capable, strong laborer whose only job is to be of assistance to a carpenter,
right,
and clean up, and he's standing there, sitting there on his fucking phone, betting on the fucking 49ers.
Yeah.
Or fucking around, or just some chick on Tinder hiding in the fucking core while we're freezing our balls off. You know, you look at guys like that, and anything they say after that they think has meaning, you just have no fucking respect for them. So moving forward, I forget the point of why I got so deep into why I fucking hate this clown that I forget the reason of what we were originally talking about.
Well, you got to go pee-pee.
No, I don't. No, I'm fine. It went back up inside of my bladder.
Oh, you're saying I was talking about messing with people on job sites.
So they had an interview with this rapper, I forget, Jack Harlow, and they were like, I think they either asked him or he asked them, would you like have sex with your cousin for $1 billion? And they didn't specify whether it was male or female. They just said, would you have sex with your cousin?
And the dude flipped out.
So he was like, listen, I'm here to feed my family, dog. Like, I'm here to get to the bag, so I don't really care. Like, I'll do what I got to do. And everybody loves him for that because he always says, like, white, straight guy, gay shit all the fucking time. Gets plenty of pussy, but, like, it makes plenty of, like, you know, I'm a gay dude jokes. And I remember saying that. It was a group full of men. Would you have sex with your cousin? Oh, man, you know, you better not be saying, you know, this dude, this laborer is like, you better not be saying it's like a dude, you know. Like, he made it a point for that. Literally, he was bringing this shit up 2 weeks later to make sure we knew that the cousin that he would maybe have sex with for $1 billion was a female. I was like, brother, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's so fucking insecure about who he is sexually that when the joke is dead, he's still fucking talking about it. He's going home on his time off and obsessing about making sure that I know that he wouldn't have sex with a guy. Brother, I don't give a fuck.
Nothing tells me more.
Nothing tells me more.
You're with a guy.
Yeah, literally.
You won't.
I told him I would. I was like, if the guy's handsome, if he's my type, he's like, bro, what you mean if he's your type? What do you mean if he's your fucking type? I said, dude, listen, I'm not gay. I don't actively want to have sex with a guy. But if you held a gun to my head and gave
or
me
you gave me $1 billion.
Even with, you know, gun to my head, you were going to kill me. And you're
I'll
like,
be
look,
gay for the next 10 minutes.
Here's 3 different dudes. I'd pick the one that was probably the most feminine one.
So I used to play around. I worked years ago when I first got my shit together. I was working in the refineries, and there was these Spanish guys that I was working with. And the one dude was very bravada, very like, I get all this pussy. And
not even that. They were men. We are men. We are men.
So I laughed. It was raining and we couldn't work. So we're sitting in the work trailer, just sitting there waiting, and we're all playing on our phones. And I'm like, Vicente, let me ask you a question, buddy.
Vicente.
That was his name. That was his name.
I believe.
So I'm like, Vicente, let me ask you a question, buddy. Like, would you ever fuck a tranny, dude? Like, you know? And he's like,
I'd rather die.
No, what are you talking about, man? I would never fucking do that. And he's like fucking giving me a bunch of shit about it. And I'm like, come on, man. Come on.
Stop lying, bro.
Dude, you know you would. You sit here and talk to me all day about all these chicks that you're fucking. Like, what if the trans looked like one of them chicks? Like, would you fuck her? You know?
Smash. Next question. No, I'll say this.
So, dude, listen.
Yeah.
So he's freaking out. And I'm telling you right now that my brother-in-law was sitting in the room, and then his buddy, Giovanni, who is like this quiet dude, but he's funny. He was standing there just like smiling, watching the whole time. And Vicente would not back down. He wouldn't stop answering my questions. So I spent the better part of an hour just rewording the questions and just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. So finally, at some point, I get him to like admit something. I said, well, listen, what if you were in a club and this smoking hot-ass chick starts sucking your dick, and then you guys sneak off to the car, and it's dark, and you can't see.
And meat flop
and
out.
You're over here just like got her bent over the back of the car and like, or in the back seat of the car, and you're just fucking plowing away.
Plowing away at what?
All of a sudden,
butthole.
You feel his nuts hit your nuts. Like, and dude, he freaks the fuck out.
I honestly don't know how to react.
So I asked him, I said, would you finish? And he's like,
oh, see.
Yeah. So then we broke his balls about it, and I was like, Vicente, I think you got something going on that you're not in touch with.
Mucho
man.
imposible.
So, like, dude, everybody in the room starts cracking the fuck up, and I was like, you know why this was fun, man? Do you know why this is fun? Because, dude, everybody's a hard ass until, like, you find that thing, you know? I was breaking John's balls at one point. I said, John, you ever watch tranny porn? And he's like, no. And I said, you would never watch, like, a smoking hot trans person have sex with a gorgeous fucking woman?
No. It's just...
I've seen it.
Wait, hold on.
I ain't
hold
gonna
on.
lie
You're
to
talking
you.
about something else. What do you mean a smoking hot is this a... Are we
Like,
talking
if he's
about...
talking like
if the
a
trans
woman,
I'm talking about a
dick.
dude, a regular good-looking dude having sex with
I don't
what
care
looks
about
like
that.
having... No, I'm talking about a normal dude having sex with a chick
Who is a
with
guy?
who's a guy who has a dick.
No, he's
but-
talking
but the
about
guy's-
a transsexual
No.
woman with a penis having sex with a good-looking woman.
Oh, I don't want to see that shit.
I don't want to
Well,
see
You don't
that.
want to see that?
No,
See,
I
think
have-
about it. Think
No,
about
I
it.
have. I
What-
have seen it. It's not... You know what I mean?
It's
no,
not
someone
something
made a
that-
really
Have
good
you
point.
stroked
Yeah.
out?
Yeah,
No.
of course. Look. We have to be honest with ourselves. My brain got blown away, and I
we
wish
talked about this on the last episode.
Yeah, but it goes even
Because when
deeper,
you
because
watch
somebody
porn,
said-
think about it. Do you really, like, there's so many parameters involved. So wait, you're saying you want to see a regular dude with a big giant dick hammer that fucking chick out? Because
Do I want to see that in real life? Is that
I do.
why does it matter if it's a
It's
a
the
dude
context.
or a dude with tits that looks like a woman
It
that's
matters.
hammering the chick out?
It matters
It
as
don't
much-
matter to me, dude.
It does,
There is no fucking
yeah.
context. It's,
No, well, here's the
this
deal.
is a blend of lesbian and straight porn.
I also
in
don't
the
want to
s-
see guys like Ron Jeremy having sex with women either.
All right, so that makes
Ron
sense
Jeremy's
because
fucking
he's-
gross.
yeah,
I don't
he's
know
a
how the
gross
guy made it
motherfucker.
past
There's
like
no-
the video line.
Because
No,
in the
me
70s,
neither.
apparently, he didn't have a gut. And
Well,
he
he
was-
didn't look nearly. But I
That
mean, he
dude
was
looks
never
like he's
really.
on fucking Megan's Law, bro. I'll be
Yeah,
straight
he's
up
a
on it. That
gross
dude is
motherfucker.
that dude's a
And he's a
gross
piece of
motherfucker.
shit. He's a
Yeah,
piece
I'm
of
sure
shit,
the fuck
too.
he is. He can't
He's
be
in-
in
he's in
porn industry
prison
for
now.
40 years.
He's in prison.
Is he?
Yeah, for
what?
sexual assault.
I don't
He
think so.
raped a bunch of women. Yes,
Really?
he's in prison right now, dude.
I heard an interview
didn't
with
know.
him the other day.
No way, he's
Yeah.
not. There's no way he's not in some kind of.
We'll find out.
detention.
Yeah.
Google it, dude.
We'll research that one.
Look. Somebody put it to you. Someone put it to me like this, and it kind of blew my mind a little bit. First and foremost, there's no shame in watching certain types of porn because porn doesn't always transfer to your actual life. I'm not saying that it can't. I'm saying that it
Trust
doesn't
me, it
always.
doesn't.
Yeah, because and hopefully it doesn't, because the fact of the matter is, if you ask me, like, would you have sex with this transgender person if you knew or if you didn't know, I don't fucking know. I don't know how I'd
Yeah.
actually react to that situation. Anybody could be like, absolutely fucking not, but you don't really. And
Yeah, but that's the beauty of a fantasy. Because at the even when you think about that, like, dude, I've met porn stars, and they're good looking, but my rational brain is like, nope, this is a person that might have an STD. I am not interested in having sex with them.
Well,
and
hold
I'm
on.
not judging. I'm just saying that, dude, it sounds good in a fantasy, but in real life, I'm not interested.
Hold on, so let me say this, because there's a really, really fucking important part to this, right? I don't, like I said, full blown. You know, I'm a libertarian to a certain degree, right?
Yeah.
Do what you want. I'll do what I want. Stay the fuck out of my way.
Sure.
And we could talk shit about each other, but nobody can really stop each other from doing this certain type
I
of
love
thing.
you.
Right? So, but then you
You're not
think
gonna
about...
say it back?
Well, I love you too, dude. But then you think about, like, parents that don't want transgender men that are in their 40s who transition into women going into the bathrooms with their children, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty fair point. Especially when it comes to kids. Not trying to harp on that. I'm just saying, as far as freedom's concerned, right? It's an important part, right? So as much as I stand with those parents, there's a certain type of hypocrisy when you go and you start watching porn and you get to this deep level of porn where it's like, you know, fucking stepmom who's trans,
Right.
dude with tits having sex with a stepdaughter, and you're fucking jerking off and you're fucking all, you know, mouth watering fucking crazy. You're really lost in this type of shit. You know, you're really lost in this type of porn. And somebody said to me, they're like, you know, I wonder how many conservatives out there that stand with the parents, to stand against, you know, the real bigoted parents, right?
Sure.
They don't care about their fucking children. They think that they think the lifestyle is not biblical and disgusting, so they put children at the forefront and say, well, this is what I really care about. What they really care about is that if their kid were to become transgender or a gay or anything other than like the normal traditional stuff, that it would be a reflection of their parenting, and they're afraid of the judgment, and they also think that it's a disgusting thing. So let's take a look at that for a second, right? How can a conservative stand on the side of his parents but then go home and watch transgender porn? So it's like, you hate trans people, but you also fetishize them.
Sure.
And I thought about that, and I was like, wow, Like, I have nothing else more to say about that. I'll just say that point was made, and I was like, it made me feel gross.
Well, it's the forbidden
like,
fruit.
Yes, yeah. Like, what is it about like human nature of things that we do behind closed doors?
See, but I think that has a thing to do with like, I think that more goes down the path of like an addiction to the porn.
Sure,
to some extent, because like I've been watching porn on and off in my life since I was 12 years old. I've never gone down the rabbit hole of looking for something more shocking. I mean, it's purely what I find attractive.
So what is the deepest that you've gone?
I don't watch midget porn. I don't watch.
I've
I don't
definitely
watch
watched
anything
that.
This
like
dude
that.
sucks, dude.
No, I'm just. Look, I mean, if I'm going to watch porn, I'm watching porn for one purpose, and that's to see attractive women having sex.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't get bored though.
If I get bored, I go play my fucking guitar. Like, I don't need to see like something that I find physically repulsive.
So you're not the kind of guy that watches like a car wreck, like you.
No,
like, dude, you don't,
and I'm not one of these fucking people that wants to see girls eating a cup of shit or nothing.
No.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not one of these guys who's like, I want to see something shocking.
Yeah,
like the two girls, one cup shit.
Yeah.
I don't watch that shit. I don't watch fucking.
I don't think anybody watched
I don't
that
watch
jerk
like.
off.
I saw.
from TV
Well, I
type
don't know about
stuff
jerking
where,
off, but I've seen like a small portion of it, and I was like, nope.
I don't want to see videos of people getting beheaded. I don't want to see anything like that.
I was real into that when I was younger. I'll tell you when I stopped being into that. I was in a restaurant. I'm taking a piss. All the urinals are taken up, so I had to go into a stall to take a piss. I don't know why I brought that up. I'm just painting the fucking picture for you.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this video, and it's this fucking Mexican cartel, some type of Hispanic cartel, and it's just a POV version. You never see the guys killing the guy. You just see the guy being killed. He has no fucking hands. He's cut to his fucking wrist. His fucking bone, his wrist bone, or whatever the fuck that is, popping through a bloody wrist. He's got no fucking eyes. He has no face. They're fucking they're just stabbing him, like they're just twisting the knife around his fucking face, and he's like can't defend himself. He's just groggling, blood coming out of his fucking mouth, crazy fucking shit. And in the background, they're laughing like in Spanish, in Espanol, and in the background, "Sweet Child of Mine" is playing. And I had seen ISIS videos, all types of fucking shit. And at that moment, I literally fucking vomited into that fucking toilet. I don't know why. I was scrolling through Facebook and it said live leak. If something goes through, if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see something that says fucking live leak, do not fucking click on it.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, you'll be talking about it 10 years later on some fucking random podcast. Instantly vomited. Once I saw that, like, I'm like, holy fucking kill the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit is fucking crazy. But that's when I stopped watching that type of shit, because I was like, okay, I don't have the stomach
there's
for
just
this.
I don't have the desire to expose myself to things like that.
That's the problem. Is I think in our country we're so removed from how bad it really can be.
Yes.
That you forget that, dude, this is the fucking jungle. This is the rest when you look at the whole world and how violent humans really are. Like, don't think about now in our modern time with internet and Starbucks and everybody's happy. Let's go watch cartoons with our kids.
It's been going on forever.
For the last 10,000 plus years, people are insanely fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And you think that we're civilized? Dude, we are in a moment of peace right now, believe it or not. We're in a moment of fucking peace. And I do think, as a veteran, because I watch the climate of what's going on, I do think we're close to witnessing something catastrophic.
The only thing that's left is full-blown admittance and nukes, I would think. And I really think they should make an agreement to not nuke.
Well,
truthfully, no chemical warfare, no nukes.
Yeah, but it doesn't. So that's not the
nukes
issue.
are just leverage.
Nukes are leverage, but at the end of the day, dude, we're going to see millions die again. We're going to see it, man.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. So, like, me and John and Ben were talking last episode, and I was explaining that every civilization eventually crumbles. People don't think about this, but the United States of America is at some point not going to be a thing anymore. It will be something else. It may be a smaller version of it or a different version. It may break up into smaller nation states. This is not going to last. It never does. There's no point in history where you can go, man, that fucking empire lasted the entire time. The Roman Empire is the only thing that we can know of that lasted, 2,000 fucking years, which was like, but it continually grew as it did. So the only way to sustain life is to either grow or perish. That's it. You can't just stay in one fucking spot and be like, yep, this is what we're going to do. And the truth is right now, when you look at the climate around the world, everybody's tired of our shit. They all want our wealth. They're fucking done, man. They don't want us to be what we are. And anybody inside this country who's got their head in the fucking sand that's like, no, everybody's going to be fair and equal and it's all going to just last forever. And, for 10 fucking generations, everybody's just going to be happy and walking around and smoking pot and butt fucking and doing whatever they want to do. No, they're not. No, they're not, man.
Smoking pot and butt fucking.
Dude, it's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking... Dude, it doesn't. Human nature says, when you look down the timeline, is like bad shit's coming, and then there's going to be a humbling experience, and we're going to return to like, oh shit, we need to get some factories going and start making our own products again, and we're going to fucking...
Yeah, it's like we're at like at the fucking entryway of the next dark age or some shit.
So, like, dude, to me, I don't know. I'm teaching my kids how to fish and hunt and live off the land a little bit, because I think that these are things that you should know. You should know how to start a fucking fire by rubbing sticks together.
That's probably the biggest part of why I want to join the military.
Military didn't teach me that.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying how to fight. Like,
military is going to teach you how to move as a unit. That is what your job is going to be.
Just to get that experience in general. Because
the other thing that the military will teach you is how to be violent. And the problem is when you come home,
you have a hard time turning it off.
You're not allowed to be violent no more. And that is the fucking big hurdle. Once you open Pandora's box and you say, okay, now I accept that my job is to harm or kill people, you can't... Once you and I know this analogy from another place. A cucumber gets dipped into vinegar when whatever the solution is.
Can't ever be a cucumber again.
And it's a pickle. It's now a pickle.
Yeah.
And the same with a soldier. You go in as you come out as something different, and this is you for the rest of your life. And you have to learn how to deal and live with that. And it's going to change your thinking. You flirt with the idea of like wanting to think like that, but the truth is there's a part of your soul that knows that like maybe it's not really, it's the forbidden fruit for you.
Yeah.
We all have forbidden fruit. We all have this thing of like, you know how many racist fucking cunts I've met that have literally said to me, oh, you're married to a black girl? I would totally fuck one of them, but I would never marry one. Dude, I've had dudes say that to my fucking face.
That's a very common fucking thought.
And I just kind of laugh, and I'm just like, well, I would break your fucking face, but we're at work right now. And they're like, I don't understand what you're mad about. And I'm like,
it's my fucking wife,
because you just
idiot.
Insulted my wife and children, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's just a part of me when I hear other people, I think the worst nightmare I probably could have is having done something that I was commanded to do, come home ruined as a result, and I didn't change. Like, I didn't change the way that I wanted to.
Well, you're not going to.
I meet people, and they're like, I don't take shit from nobody. And then I look at myself in the mirror, and I immediately think to myself, I take shit from anybody that'll give it to me.
Yeah. Well, I think we all need the discipline.
Yeah,
like
but
I said,
here's the thing, though.
You enjoy union work because they tell you to wake up at this time.
No,
There's
I enjoy
a part
union
of your
work because it comes with fucking insurance and the promise of $53 an hour. Outside of that, fuck the union. I don't really care.
No. But what I'm saying the psychology behind it, because you've often explained to me many times now.
Oh, I want to be led.
I need somebody to tell me what to do next.
Yeah,
and that's
humans
okay.
Want to be led. I like being led. I like being a part of a team with structure and leadership. I believe that that's good.
Yeah.
Especially for
I don't
me.
feel that. I'm too much of an introvert. I just kind of like want to be left alone to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm that way too.
But we're also a lot older than you, and I think that at some point you're going to reach this level in your life where you're like, dude, you know what? Fuck you and fuck telling me what to do anymore. That will happen after you leave the military. Once you get a healthy dose of everybody telling you what to do, once you leave the military, that's why a lot of guys go into biker gangs or whatever. Although the biker gangs are very structured nowadays. Back in the day, it used to be just the Wild West, and guys were loosely collected, but kind of still all individuals. Like now, it's more like they're more militant and more. They have rules. Nobody wants fucking rules. I don't want rules. I left the military, so I don't have to have fucking rules. I do whatever I want now, you know. And I'm not putting down biker gangs.
There's a lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah.
You know what blew my mind though? I spoke with this Sergeant Gunny over at the Marine Corps Recruiting Center.
Sure.
Right? And I was talking about maps and said, I know they're going to do this, and I know they're going to do that, and I know, this test and this test. And he goes, how do you know about all that? Right, and what that gave me the impression of is he talks to a bunch of 17-year-olds that don't fucking do any research.
No.
They don't know anything. I said, sir, with all due respect, do you know what YouTube is?
Yeah.
I said they had the entire process on YouTube.
Yeah.
I said there's 1,000 fucking U.S. veterans, Marines, sailors, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, fucking every fucking branch. There's a million guys in there on YouTube answering questions, doing Q&As, posting videos about things that they loved about the military, funny content, telling stories. They're on fucking podcasts. There's the guys that personally killed Osama bin Laden on a fucking podcast on this military.
Sure.
And then they have a process of 5 tips and tricks when going into MEPS. 5 tips and tricks when you get to fucking boot camps, the things you can bring, the things you can't bring.
Yeah.
I said, with all due respect, do you not know about this? Do you not know this isn't the Vietnam War and no one's walking in blind anymore and being surprised?
He knows.
There's no
He's
surprise.
just used to people not doing the research.
Yeah.
Young,
it's hard not
17
to do the
and 18-year-old. Yeah, but that's because you're an older guy and you're older, more experienced. An 18-year-old kid is an empty fucking vessel.
They're a child.
Dude, you have no clue.
They're a child.
When I joined the military, dude, like I said, first of all, they duped me right from day one because they did.
Get crushed.
Dude, they did. They were like, hey, listen, man, you're going to be an automated logistics specialist. Don't worry, you get to work on Humvees. And I was like, when? After I became a fucking supply guy, because that's what I was, I was like, when are we going to work on the Humvees? And they were like, you get to hand the mechanics your fucking Humvee and then get it back fixed. That's what you get to do,
Why didn't you pick infantry off the rip?
Because I didn't want to be infantry. I wanted to be a mechanic.
Okay, I was just saying.
And then I joined infantry because after I did a deployment in Kosovo, and we had no job because Brown and Root, one of what's his name, Dick Cheney's fucking groups, one of his little investment properties or whatever it is, his one of his companies came over there with civilians and paid them an enormous amount of money, and they did my job. So I sat in the barracks waiting for something to do, typically watching thousands of DVDs over and over again. And then they came around and they asked for volunteers to go out with the 136 infantry, and I was like, "Yep, fucking sign me up. I'm done."
What did you do out there?
I went out to the border of Serbia and Kosovo, and we did checkpoints. And then there was a 3-day rotation that we would go back to Camp Monteith. But first day was checkpoints, second day was like road marches. And keep in mind, it's all landmines. So like these were marked out paths, and you can't step off the path. It's basically 2-3 foot wide that you walk up through these like farmlands. But if you deviate off this trail, you might blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like
you might step on a boom boom.
Yeah, well, some of the cows did because the locals would let their fucking cows.
Imagine fucking.
Dude, I got stories about it.
Imagine walking, the fucking cow just gets blown up like 10 feet from you. Holy
did.
shit, that's crazy.
Dude, it did. Yeah.
That's fucking horrific.
So this is, and then on the third day was your rest day. You would go back to camp, eat a hot meal, and just rest for the day. But sometimes they would give you like some bullshit thing to do. But it's really, you're doing like this 3-day rotation on and off. That was for a few months. And so that was my first taste of infantry. And I was like, okay, I'm on board. I kind of like this. But then you still don't know what is the job. What is the job of an infantryman? And that's why when you came to my shop and we talked the other day, I kept saying, you need to know what the job is. The job is to make people die, And you don't remember that. You don't realize that until it starts to get really fucking ugly, and then you fucking suddenly realize, oh, now it's my time. The whole time you've been training and you've been preparing and you've been like practicing. Kosovo was a peacekeeping mission. There was nobody for me to make die. I wasn't there to kill people. I was there to stop other people from killing each other. The Serbians were killing off the Albanians, and We were there to stop it. That's it. That's all our job was. We're the police, you know? I found 2 bricks of fucking cocaine in the back of this hatchback, and I freaked the fuck out. And everybody was like, why are you freaking the fuck out? It's not guns or ammunition. Let them go. We watched the guy drive away with 2 giant bricks of cocaine, and I was like, I don't understand what the fuck just happened here. And they were like, we're not here to be the police. We're here to stop people from killing each other. That's it. That's our only fucking job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Fucking mind-blowing.
It's kind of, well, we come from the States where if you get caught with 2 bricks, if you're in the position you are and there's 2 bricks of cocaine, I'm taking you off the fucking prison. We're not here. That's not our,
Dude, that wasn't our job.
That is kind of a weird, that is kind of like a weird
And some of the
adjustment.
weirdest shit I've seen. So it was a war-torn country with no government. There was no government. So people are driving around in cars with like no license plates, the door's
jealous.
missing, the door's fucking missing.
Oh, I love that.
But then every now and then, like we were on this one desolate road doing this checkpoint, and a fucking, like a Lamborghini Diablo that was beautifully like detailed just comes flying past us. And you're just like, what the fuck just happened here? Like who the fuck is that? You know? It was probably Andrew Tate's buddy or something like.
What color is your Bugatti?
Yeah. Anyway, you got to go pee-pee. I got to eat breakfast. I
eat
actually got to
breakfast.
go do my job in a little while. But
That sucks, dude.
yeah.
I love being laid off.
Bill, I love that you came down here, and John barely talked because he's still waking up. You know.
Nah, we did enough talking.
Yeah, John's
I
tired.
talked.
John's
What the
tired
fuck?
today.
Don't beat up on John, man.
Leave John alone.
I love John, man. John's my buddy, man.
Nobody loves John.
John's my partner.
Shut the fuck up.
John's my
Fucking pity
partner.
party.
Nah, I'm only kidding.
You guys ready? You want to hear some music?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
play
for it.
that shitty music.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening to Renaissance Man-Child. Renaissance Man-Child is a Yardbird Tuna production. If you enjoyed the show, please like, follow, and share. Any ideas or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, shit!
You talk good.